Hello, I am Mac, at least for a day, and everything's going to be okay. I wanted to give an update about SundaeSwap. I did a video before the SundaeSwap DEX on Cardano launched, and I wanted to, update everybody about how it's been going, and if you have been using it, give an explanation as to why there's been a lot of congestion and how it's getting better. And also we're going to read an article of an update from the SundaeSwap team about the launch. So share my screen. All right, so this is the SundaeSwap DEX. So you've got different pairs here, Sunday and ADA, and you can swap. So you can choose to swap, and then you connect your wallet, and you either give ADA or you give Sunday, and you get back the other one. Or you can provide liquidity. You deposit both Sunday and ADA, and that helps people to be able to swap between the two pairs. And also there is farming, yield farming. I think I explained it in the last video, where if you provide liquidity and then you get the liquidity pool tokens, then you can do farming, where you basically lock up your liquidity pool tokens and then you earn Sunday. So these three pools, Sunday, Liquid Finance, and World Mobile Token, if you provide liquidity to these three pools, you can stake your LP tokens and earn more Sunday tokens that way. Now, there was a lot of congestion, just like SundaeSwap Labs warned everybody, and I talked about this in the last video, there'd be a lot of congestion when the DEX first launched. I want to explain to you why that is and why it's not too much of a problem, and it's definitely going to get better in the future. But okay, so this is a new thing they recently added, the queue. This shows you how congested the different pools are. So Sunday, which makes sense that the main token for the DEX would be the most congested. There's over 9,000 transactions waiting to happen for that one. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I'm going to explain how this works, because this is a lot different than on other blockchains, especially Ethereum. Ethereum is the most popular programmable blockchain with smart contracts. On Ethereum, it uses an accounting system where, okay, say you're going to send 1 Ether from your wallet to someone else's wallet. The way the accounting model works is you put in that transaction, you say, I want to send 1 Ether to this wallet. So that goes into the blockchain, and that 1 Ether stays in your wallet. Nothing happens until that transaction goes through the blockchain. And then as soon as the block happens where that transaction happened, the Ether is instantly transported to the other person's wallet. You no longer have that Ether coin here, and it's suddenly in this other person's wallet. That's how the accounting method works. On Cardano, it uses the UTXO, which stands for unspent transaction output. And it's really simple. I'm going to explain it in really simple terms. Other people have tried to explain it. It's much more complicated, but after learning more about it, I understand how simple it is. Basically, okay, so this is my wallet on Cardano. I want to send 1 ADA to someone else. Instead of it instantly being transported once the block happens, what happens is, in a way, it's kind of like mailing a letter to someone. That 1 ADA is put into a separate kind of limbo place. Let's say it kind of packages it up into an envelope. So you've got this envelope that contains your 1 ADA, and that is recorded on the blockchain when the block happens. So it's not in your wallet anymore, and it's not in the other person's wallet anymore. It's in this UTXO, this separate little package. And then in another transaction, that package is then delivered to the other person's wallet. It doesn't seem any different when you're just doing that, when you're just transporting something to another person's wallet, it seems like it all happens together. In fact, I think maybe both transactions can happen in the same block. So it seems like it's instant. So somebody that doesn't know how it works doesn't think it's any different. When it is different is when we start using the extended UTXO model, which is what Cardano uses to do smart contracts. So the swapping on Sunday is, so basically if I want to swap my ADA for Sunday tokens, that ADA gets put into a UTXO, into this package, this little limbo package, which is recorded on the blockchain. It's not in my wallet anymore. If I look on my wallet, that one ADA is no longer in my wallet. It's disappeared from my wallet, but it hasn't been traded for Sunday yet. It's in this separate little package. It's recorded in a UTXO on the blockchain. Then when it's ready to be swapped, so this is the SundaeSwap DEX, when it's ready to be swapped, then that ADA goes into the DEX and a Sunday comes out and the Sunday gets transferred to my wallet. So that's how the extended UTXO thing works. So the problem is when there's a whole bunch of people's UTXOs waiting to be swapped in the DEX, it all gets built up and it's all waiting. The good thing is that it doesn't get lost because all those UTXOs are recorded on the blockchain. They're not in your wallet, but they are recorded on the blockchain. And as soon as they are ready to go through the DEX, then they can. So I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully that was understandable. So what is waiting here is all these little UTXO packages, all these little envelopes containing ADA or Sunday waiting to be swapped through this pool, through the Sunday ADA pool. So over 9,000 people have submitted these transactions. The tokens that they're wanting to trade are not in their wallet anymore, but they are recorded on the blockchain. And there's about 9,000 of them waiting to be swapped into this. And as you can see, the Sunday one is 9,000, and World Mobile Token is 300. This is one that I used. And when I swapped for World Mobile Token, it was about at 1,000. So it was a lot more before. And this one was like at 11,000 back when I tried swapping. So there was 1,000, I was in the queue and there was 1,000 there, and it took 2.5 days for my World Mobile Token to be swapped to ADA. So to anyone that's doing that has to wait that long for it to happen, they're thinking like, SundaeSwap is horrible and it's not going to be any use. But thankfully they added this queue thing, and we can see that it's only 2 pools that are like that. So now that this is 300 instead of 1,000, it's about 1/3 that length. So it would probably take under 24 hours for you to trade World Mobile Token for ADA. This one, I suggest just not trying to do trade for Sunday tokens right now, because this will take many, many days to go through. But these would all take like a few minutes for the swap to go through. Like there's just 7 waiting in queue, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And these are just the top pools. So there's over 300 pools on SundaeSwap, and all of them have no queue after these 10. So for the majority of the SundaeSwap DEX, all of your transactions are going to go within a few minutes. I say minutes because it takes time for the transactions to record on the blockchain. But as soon as the block goes through, it's almost instantly swapped. So yeah, all of these would take minutes, and all of the other ones. It's just Sunday tokens and World Mobile tokens that have a whole bunch of UTXO packages waiting to be swapped. And another good thing is if you try this and you get sick of waiting, you can cancel, and you don't have to worry about your ADA being lost, because that package that you sent, that UTXO, it's still yours, even though it's not in your wallet. So if you cancel, that package will just be sent right back to you and you'll get your ADA back. That's something that SundaeSwap has done. They make it so that you can cancel your orders, which is really good. So If you accidentally traded Sunday for ADA, you can just cancel and not have to wait many, many days. But like I said, this is going down. So it was 11,000. Now it's gone down to 9,000. Two main factors are making the congestion goes down. One, it's not opening day. There's not a huge people rushing to buy the Sunday token. And we just got a epic in the last Cardano epic, the developers for Cardano, I'm not sure what they did exactly. I think they slightly decreased the data required for Plutus scripts, which are what smart contracts are. But anyway, I've spent enough time on this. You get it that the majority of SundaeSwap is not congested. Almost all of the other pairs will swap just fine. It's just World Mobile Token that will take around 24 hours, maybe a little less. And then Sunday, don't even try swapping until this queue goes down a lot more. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and read the article from SundaeSwap. So, SundaeSwap launch and recap. Now that we're a little more than a week into the operation of the first AMM, automatic market maker, which I explained in my last video, AMM-based DEX in the Cardano ecosystem, we find ourselves with a brief moment to reflect on the past week. Don't worry, we're still hard at work optimizing how our protocol interacts with the blockchain to squeeze as much as we can out of it, and keeping the heat on the folks at Cardano to increase its limits to accommodate the massive demand for our services. But it's a good time to reflect on where we are and where we want to go. Too long didn't read. The launch of the SundaeSwap was a huge success, which we are proud of. The network and protocol held up with 100% uptime, meaning they never crashed and went down, and 0 network failure points. So there was no failure. If your transaction did fail, it's because you set your slippage at a certain amount where the price changed too much, and then your transaction couldn't be completed. But yeah, there wasn't any like mass failure or downtime. We expected congestion, and there was congestion. We have many awesome updates and improvements in the works to make the entire experience run smoother. First of all, thank you. The very first thing we need to do is thank the incredible efforts of our development team for the thousands of man hours they have put into this project going into the launch, and their responsiveness to the needs of our users over the last few days. They put their blood, sweat, and all too many tears into SundaeSwap, and it shows. Of course, our developers wouldn't be nearly so busy this past week if it weren't for our incredible community who have stood behind this project from the very beginning. As we have navigated, sometimes imperfectly, a rapidly evolving regulatory environment, partnership challenges, and the justifiably conservative technical team. I'm not going to talk about the partnership challenges. There was a bit of a controversy between them and one of their partners, but I'm not going to go into that. Basically, there was going to be a 4th yield farming pool that didn't end up happening for whatever reason. There was some kind of controversy between them and that other group, but I'm not going to go into that. Conservative technical team in charge of the safe expansion of the Cardano blockchain. Throughout the previous few days and the last few months, your support was the main reason we kept pushing. The milestones. Of course, as you know, our launch was not all rainbows and butterflies, and we'll address the areas of improvement and future plans in a moment. Before we do that, however, please allow us this opportunity to brag about some of our accomplishments. This past week has been the start of a new era for Cardano. In the past week of operation, the SundaeSwap DEX has realized 71.69 million total value locked, more than 300 active trading pools in the exchange, 100% uptime, no security issues. That's one of the really most important things about Cardano and SundaeSwap is that, you know, there's no danger of losing your funds. And like I explained in the last video, fees never go up as things become congested. Instead of paying more money like you do on Ethereum for more gas fee, you just pay in time when things get congested. You just have to wait longer instead of paying more money. I would much rather wait longer than pay more money. While we acknowledge that many of our trades are still waiting to get scooped and fulfilled, we're also proud to say that every successfully submitted transaction on the SundaeSwap DEX reached the Cardano mempool, where all valid transactions await confirmation by the blockchain. So just like I explained, there's all these little UTXO packages waiting to go through the pool. And that brings us to our next topic, congestion. While the demand following our launch pushed the limits of both our own protocol and the Cardano network, it's important to note that neither SundaeSwap nor Cardano experienced any downtime over the past many days. We are as ready as we could be. That said, however, the immediate demand we saw following the launch was even higher than we anticipated, and the performance patterns we saw on the testnet were not perfectly mirrored on the mainnet, due in part to differences in the number of participants, the times of highest demand, as well as the number of active nodes on both networks. The result of this is that while performance issues tapered off during the testnet period, they have yet to taper off on the mainnet. We knew there would be tremendous amounts of load on the network. Still, even then, we saw massive amounts of traffic that we did not anticipate. As we said at the beginning, our development team is working hard to squeeze as many transactions into a block as we can. And in a moment, we'll share at least one decision we've made to help with that. More importantly, because frankly, there is only so much we can do on the SundaeSwap protocol to optimize this, we're working closely with the team at IOG, Input Output Global, those are the ones that work on the Cardano protocol, to safely accelerate the pace of parameter scaling on the Cardano mainnet to accommodate the now obvious demand for DeFi services on our blockchain. Cardano is the very beginning of scaling, and every blockchain has growing pains, whether they be in gas fees, which thankfully Cardano doesn't have increasing transaction fees, network failures, which Cardano doesn't have either. The network has never gone down. It's never started to fork accidentally like some blockchains have, or in our case, congestion. So instead of paying more fees, or even worse, network failures that can, cause horrible things and like people's money to be lost and stuff, all we have is congestion. Things just slow down. As we noted in our prep for mainnet blog post, we expected that there would be some delays as we ran up against the limit of the Cardano network parameters. We can assure you that IOG is very aware of the demand and very aware of the pressure to increase parameters as quickly as possible, while still maintaining the highest standards of security available to the crypto world today. Opportunities. We have taken your feedback to heart and are working on adjustments. Most of the feedback that we saw fell into three main categories: helping users access the protocol easier, providing more information to the user throughout the transaction so they make more informed decisions, and optimizing the scripting and throughput, as well as making as much load as possible from the chain and the wallets. To begin addressing this feedback, we'll be rolling out some updates over the next few weeks and months that will drastically improve the SundaeSwap experience. Some things you can expect shortly are APY indication for pools and farms. I'm not sure how they would give an APY for pools. That doesn't make sense because the amount of fee income you get is based on the volume, and there's no way to predict how much fees you would get in a year because volume can change. Yield farming, on the other hand, you can give a changing APY based on how many people are staking their LP tokens. But anyway, more explicit pricing information and historical pricing information. So basically charts showing the changes in price. Visual stats on pools, including total value locked and volume. Overall price and data improvements, expanded language base, changes in the protocol wallet relationship and wallet integration improvements, simplified cancellation requests, and much, much more. This list is only a representative one. Many of the improvements and more integral protocol structure updates are in the works. Rest assured that we will be bringing some exciting updates to the protocol in the coming weeks and months. This is all without mentioning the consistent updates the network through parameter changes and CPIs that we are working closely with IOG on. We are super excited about the upcoming parameter changes that are coming. We hope to continue taking on the active role in growing the ecosystem and the network. Cool. So in conclusion, I'm still very excited about SundaeSwap, despite the fact they had congestion, because as I explained as we went along, really important thing is the security is you're not going to lose your money, you're not going to pay high fees, you might have to wait longer, and that's going to get a lot better as Cardano increases block size, as we get scaling solutions like Hydra and Mithril and all these, you know, they like to name things exciting sounding names in Cardano. All these scaling solutions, eventually we won't have a whole lot of congestion, and we will still have no increase to transaction fees, no money lost, no security problems, no network crashes. So I really like Cardano because it's a really solid base, it's a really solid blockchain that, although it has the issues of congestion, it's so much better with everything else that I'm very confident that the scalability congestion issues will be dealt with, and Cardano is going to be one of the best blockchains in the world, and SundaeSwap is the first AMM DEX, which works very well in my opinion, despite congestion, is going to be one of the best DEXs on Cardano. So anyway, that does it for this update on SundaeSwap. I have been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day. And remember, everything's going to be okay.